Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Alienware Challenge and the very final of this event that took place at the Dreamhack Summit 2011, where the first prize is an Alienware Aurora glowing desktop packed with gaming power. Here we see the winner of Game 2, SaSe, the pink and Swedish Protoss player in the 2 or 3 o'clock starting position at Shattered Temple versus the German red Protoss mouse HasuObs here in the 9 o'clock starting position. We've seen both players receive and take severe blows in this series, tied 1-1 as they are now. Very different styles. In the previous game, SaSe managed to take the win by beautiful Dark Templar usage, initiating a base race situation, rather a chicken race that HasuObs lost as he chose to retreat, but there was no avail. We'll see who can take the win here on this game. It's a quite different map and it might result in a quite different game, but these two players have showcased immense skill and indeed different such. The both players have very different styles, and that's always a thrill to see, especially in a mirror matchup. Of course, this is the Alienware Challenge, and the first prize, an Alienware Aurora desktop, those quite cool looking things that glow in the dark. Both of these players are very eager to have one. Without telling you who won this event, I did attend this live at Dreamhack, and I can tell you as much as I did meet up with the victor afterwards, and he was indeed very happy. We'll see now an assimilator going down for HasuObs, and both of the last games, SaSe performed a gas steal. We'll see if he will be able to do so once again. I'm sure he really wants to. Maybe HasuObs has learned from those mistakes and will place his own second assimilator ahead of time, because indeed it seems like SaSe's probe is out to do what he likes best, and that is harassing and disturbing. If I was Hasu, I would place my second assimilator right now to prevent that, even though it might delay my build somewhat. We'll just have to see. Now placing a pylon instead, and SaSe's probe is still very much alive and kicking. Meanwhile, he's going for his own cybernetics core slightly later than Hasu, both repeating the builds quite down to the point, and now the second assimilator for Hasu is going up, so SaSe will not be able to perform a gas steal this time. Somewhat later cybernetics core for SaSe, as mentioned. He is already up here with his own HasuObs. He's not yet started the warp gate upgrade, but he will do that as soon as he's got the wherewithal. There it comes. Stalker coming out first for HasuObs, and we see nothing yet out of the gateway of SaSe, interestingly, though he is researching warp gate upgrades. But the prize, again, the Alienware Aurora desktop, not only does it look cool on your desktop at home, but it also enables pro gamers to not only play with the utmost capacity that computers can bring, but the better computer power, the better streaming power as well. We've seen that all pro gamers that know their worth as celebrities are prone to streaming their matches when they play live, when they practice, when they just play around, or when they play very seriously. 2 more gateways now going down here for SaSe as his first Stalker is out. Meanwhile, we've seen no more or further gateways from HasuObs, so maybe gearing up for an expansion or some other shenanigans. Maybe a later 3 or even 5 gate, but indeed, streaming is what it's all about these days, and I do know for a fact that the victor of this game, this series, very much look forward to using his new Alienware Aurora to stream even further and better games, so you should look forward to that already. 3 gates now on the way for SaSe as he is being sieged by 2 stalkers of HasuObs, been able to take down that building pylon, and again 4th gateway being placed to complete the wall in, but it might get sniped as well. HasuObs is out for early blood here, and force field cutting off here and somewhat trapping these stalkers, but SaSe is definitely under severe siege right now, warping in 2 stalkers, and I would say that he will probably be able to hold this battle as he's got the resupplier's advantage, but still HasuObs is putting on a lot of early pressure, has been able to snipe quite a few units already, 5 and 3 of them workers, but he will definitely lose all of these forces. These stalkers of course do not have blink yet, so they are trapped, and with good micro, SaSe should lose nothing more, cancelling that building gateway. He's now got 4 gateways up, 2 gas, and a robotics facility already on the way. However, he's far behind HasuObs in that regard, who only went for 2 gates and straight for a robo, adding a 3rd gateway now, going ahead with Immortal production, interestingly, and an Observer following that. So this is somewhat of an odd deviation, but of course Immortals are very good at handling all kinds of gateway units early. Has SaSe this time being first with putting down his natural expansion. And looking quickly at the income tab, we do see that HasuObs is somewhat ahead, 31 to 29, and they're both fairly even in economic intake. Units-wise, we have 2 sentries, 2 stalkers, and 1 deadly immortal out for HasuObs. SaSe is now scouting around to see if there are any early expansions and to place a warp-in pylon. True to form, SaSe will continue with the early aggression, though he's only got 1 zealot, 1 stalker, and 1 sentry so far. He is banking quite a lot of money though, and soon he'll have his expansion up and running. A robotic facility going down for both players, so it seems like 1 immortal was enough for HasuObs, probably more for defensive measures. He was fearing a counter push from SaSe, with good reason. SaSe has definitely showcased a lot of early aggression. He's actually going for an immortal of his own, so this is Protoss versus Protoss metagame for you. An immortal can definitely tip the favor in any battle when it comes to gateway unit on gateway unit. First Colossi halfway down for HasuObs, and no chrono boost being used on that quite yet. Thermal lance upgrade not yet initiated, and he might be gearing up for an expansion of his own. He seems to be saving a lot of money. Might want to put out the second Colossi first, however. Somewhat of an early move out here for SaSe to take some quick map control. He's of course got this warp-in pylon up in place for whenever he chooses. HasuObs might scout it though, not yet actually. But this can definitely enable him to warp in units behind HasuObs' back, but HasuObs got the superior army right now, and SaSe is forced to retreat. However, to attack into a defending Protoss player can be very deadly. We've seen no forge yet for either player, but the upgrades will definitely come in play in all kinds of mirror matchup situations. Force field on the ramp, Guardian shield going up, Colossi on Colossi, Immortal on Immortal. Who's got the superior micro? There's no blink yet, and it seems indeed like SaSe is taking a lot of damage here, but he's also dishing it out. Both Immortals have fallen, the Colossi are still standing, full shields on the one of HasuObs. Probes are having to be pulled, but only 1 sentry, 1 stalker, and 1 Colossi, so the 2 stalkers remaining. And SaSe had to pull a lot of probes, lost a few of them in the process, but he might actually get this Colossi, and if so, he will be in a tremendous lead as he manages to save his own. So a bit of a Pyrrhic victory for both players, but even so, SaSe held, and he got his expansion up way earlier. Looking at the units kill tab, we see 9 workers killed for HasuObs, rather lost for SaSe, and even so, a second Nexus and a second earlier Nexus enabling him to be well ahead in the income and harvester count. Further robotics facilities going up for both players, and now is HasuObs taking his own expansion, but he lost that Colossi, he lost most of the other things, and I would say that puts SaSe in quite a convincing lead. Only a few supply ahead though, 69 to 62, so HasuObs is somewhat on the back foot. Everything counts in StarCraft, and in mirror matchups even more so. Going now for further Colossi, that's both players actually. 4 gateways up for SaSe, and second robo on the way. Now breaking down these rocks, we'll be going for a second expansion here in the very safe and cushy corner. Looking here, we have yet to see the Nexus really kick in here for HasuObs, going for thermal lands now, and with only 3 gateways to his name. So SaSe is in the lead, and he aims to extend that. HasuObs is now scouting. He has not yet seen this warping pylon, so it's looking pretty good for SaSe, but he's definitely not out of the woods yet. Now going for an observer of his own. He needs to have that intel, to have that map control. might be going for a quick expansion now. 3 Colossi out so far, and no further tech choices for either player yet. SaSe has already researched his thermal lance upgrade, so he is again extending his lead. We'll be able to take map control here in the middle and force HasuObs to evacuate the area. Looking quickly at the units tab, we now see 1 Sentry, 5 Stalkers, 2 Colossi and 5 Zealots for HasuObs, whereas we have 3 Colossi and 8 Zealots, but only 1 Stalker for SaSe. So looking pretty good for SaSe in that regard again. But we have seen no forges going down for either player, and the first one to get ahead with his forge upgrades could definitely be the winner of this matchup. I am surprised that none of them have deviated resources. However, SaSe going for the third expansion, and I'm sure we'll see as soon as that kicks in him choose a new tech route that will definitely extend all the way to the end of this game. I now see a Stargate being all but finished here at his natural expansion. Will be quite easy to spot. Maybe he should have hidden that in the back of his base rather. Continuing now with the Colossi production and going for Phoenix. This will of course enable him to easily snipe the enemy Colossi of HasuObs, who's now constructing his own forge. So upgrades will probably be in favor of HasuObs, but Phoenix will be in favor of SaSe, so he'll be able to take down those Colossi very easily. Now scouting around here in HasuObs' base, 4 Colossi he will see, and quite a rather 5, quite a few gateway units. They are now almost even. SaSe 1 Colossi ahead, but he is getting way ahead in economy. Soon this expansion will kick in, and then SaSe will be almost unstoppable. Now going down with his own forge and continuing the Phoenix production, already being well ahead there. And looking here, we do see that the attack upgrade is almost halfway down for HasuObs, and I think we are a minute or 2 away at the very least from the epic clash that will ensue. But it all comes down to the Phoenix usage. Right now he's got 2, he wants at least 4, I'd say, to actually do any severe damage, and indeed he is retreating. He does not want to engage right now. He wants this expansion to kick in, and here he's going for a second Stargate, so he's really serious about getting these Phoenix up, and that will definitely prove to be very strong. Yet to start any real upgrades of his own. HasuObs being almost finished with his weapons level 1, and especially a mirror matchup, those are the kind of things that win you the game. Earlier HasuObs spotted this warping pylon and took it out. Now he's expanding to his own safe corner expansion. But SaSe is in a definite economic lead. 47 harvesters of HasuObs to the 59 probes, and you can see the difference in mineral and gas intake. Continuing here with the Phoenix production, already he is up to 3, and he wants 4, 5, 6, all the more depending on the Colossi production. We have now 8 Colossi out, and a similar count for HasuObs. However, there's an Immortal out for SaSe as well. So now we have this stalemate. None of the players really want to engage. They're both being quite passive. There's an Alienware Aurora and lots of nerd fame on the stake here. So here we see Zealots now breaking down the rocks at the gold expansion. If SaSe can take this without getting harassed, he will be in such a commanding lead. And interestingly, he's going for Protoss air weapons. This is something we very rarely see, but a very beautiful choice anyway. He is choosing to go around the whole problem with being behind in gateway unit upgrades, even though he's getting them as well, by going for air weapons. These Phoenix were able to take down the Colossi in an instant, and of course to lift up any remaining gateway units that might be left around. I think that SaSe has chosen the very right choice here, and strategic choice, and rather than trying to get a superior gateway count, or rather gateway unit count, he will completely obliterate the Colossi threat from HasuObs' army, and then his own Colossi will still be standing, and he will be able to take them down. Templar Archives now down, and earlier we saw that HasuObs also went for the Blink upgrade, so who will be the victor? Very difficult to say. Now SaSe is switching back to Immortal production, so this is a very precise and specialized unit composition, and it's about positioning, it's about tiniest, smallest details when the battle commences who will be the victor. Now adding a third Stargate and a third robotics facility and more gateways. They're both getting close to max. Actually, not quite so. HasuObs is quite far behind. You see the difference here in economy, the fact that SaSe got both of his expansions up well ahead of his opponent, enabling him now to be maxed versus a 165 supply army going for his fourth base here at the gold. And behind this, or rather in front of this expansion, he will now try to put on some aggression. He will definitely want to prevent HasuObs from taking his own gold, and HasuObs really can't do nothing about that right now. He is in a very defensive position, and that's not a good place to be, because that will enable SaSe to put up warping pylons, and now we have a battle ensuing, ladies and gentlemen. The Phoenix are coming in, they're getting fed back all the way to hell, but even so, they're still standing. They're sniping the Colossi of HasuObs. They are quickly dwindling, just look at them. And the Immortals and the Gateway units, they're still standing for SaSe. You don't have too many of them, but look at the warping pylons, still standing, sniping the Colossi, and look at all the Colossi of SaSe, still standing. That was a beautiful choice, and HasuObs is forced to GG. SaSe is now up 2-1 in the Alienware Challenge. Just look at that beautiful execution, going for superior air units with one attack upgrade, been able to take down those Colossi so quickly as if they were butter, and I do enjoy this. This is gearing us up for a very epic Game 4. Will HasuObs come back and take it to Game 5, or will SaSe claim his Alienware Aurora here and now? Stay tuned to find out. GG.